All right. So, hello and welcome all of you. We are live right now. Welcome back to this particular channel, Pradhan Academy. I welcome all of you. All right. So, we are live right now. So, today we are going to discuss on a very important topic, that is applications of derivative, right? So, if you look at the previous year questions, you'll feel that the application derivative part is a really an important portion, especially for the JEE Advanced, right? Now, along with your applications of integrals, especially topics of differential equations, definite integrals, and area under the curve, this is also one of the important topic. Okay, so getting ready on this particular topic is very important. So today we are going to discuss on this particular topic, and we are trying to finish this topic as far as the JEE advanced level is concerned. Okay, so we are going to discuss the application derivative today. Now I wish that you have already done your basic concept recapitulation, and if you haven't done that, please go through your NCERT textbook as well as the NCERT example problems. Okay, so as to get started on this particular chapter. So before we start this session, I would request all of you to please go through your NCERT as well as the NCERT exemplar for the basic recapitulation. Okay, and once you're done with that, I would also request all of you to have prepared a short note, because this is going to be very useful for the upcoming examination. And once you're done with this, you are ready to start solving the questions in today's session. Okay, so keeping all these things in mind, let's get started. So keeping all these things in mind, we are going to start the today's topic of application of derivative. Now there is a good news for all of you who are new to this particular channel, and if you are preparing for the upcoming JEE Mains and JEE Advanced examination for the year 2026, there is a live batch that is going to start very soon. So you can enroll for this batch by contacting on this particular number as mentioned over here. Okay, so you can find the contact details over here. So do contact the number if you want to get enrolled in this particular live batch. Okay, the live batch price is starting at just rupees 999. Okay, if you want to get more information about how the batches is going to be taken about, what is the schedule of the batches, everything you can find up while you contact this particular number. Okay, so please don't forget to contact on this number if you want to get access to these live lectures as well as the materials that I'm going to share along with the live classes, right? So with this, let's get started. So today, our goal is to discuss the important previous year questions of JEE Advanced for the topic of application of derivative. We will try to practice both MCQs and numerical type questions, and also the integer type questions for the JEE Advanced, right? So we are going to understand what is the philosophy behind the questions that has been asked in JEE Advanced, right? So here is a very first question on your screen. I hope you can see this question on your screen. Please give it a look. All right. So if you look at this problem over here, this problem is talking about applications of a geometry, right? It is said that there is a cube and whose vertices are set as x1, x2, and x3, which are all belonging to the real numbers, right? And it is said that x1, x2, and x3 are lying between the interval, are lying, or maybe they will be consisting of only 0 and 1. Okay, so the x1, x3, and x2 are basically consisting from the set that is 0 and 1. So they will be either 0 or either 1, right? So that is an important information that is given to you. Hi Tennyson, good morning. Welcome back to this class. So in the previous class we discussed about sequence series, and today we are going to discuss about application derivative. Okay. Now it is said that if f denotes the set of all the 12 lines containing the diagonals of the 6 faces of the cube Q, and S be the set of all 4 lines containing the main diagonals of the cube Q, for instance, the line passing through the vertices 0, 0, 0 and 1, 1, 1 is in S. For line L1, L2 and L3, for line L1 and L2, the distance, the d of L1 and L2 denotes the shortest distance between them over here, right? So this particular nomenclature that you can see over here, that is d of L1 and L2, denotes the shortest distance between the lines, right? And similarly, the maximum value of d. So yeah, hi, good morning. Hi, good morning, Jaswant. So with this information, we have to basically try to look at this particular problem. So I would request all of you to please give it a thought how you are going to try to solve this problem over here. So looking at the problem, first and foremost thing, it's a question of geometry. So I would request all of you to please try to draw the geometry first and foremost thing, right? That is very important to have an idea of the geometry, right? So if you try to understand that there is a cube, so I'm trying to draw the geometry of the cube. So if there is a cube like this, right? Now, if I name the faces, vertices of the cube, let us start from A and let us start from O as the origin, which is 0, comma 0, comma 0, and similarly this D 1, comma 0, comma 1. Similarly, A will be 1, comma 0, comma 0, and this let us call C. This will be 0, comma 0, comma 1. Let us call it this particular vertex as B, that is 0, comma 1, comma 0. This E, that is 1, comma 1, comma 0. This is F, that is given as 0, comma 1, comma 1, and that is given as G, that is given as 1, comma 1, comma 1. Right. So with this, I am able to finish the cube over here, right? So now once I have this cube, if I look at the diagonal of this cube, if I look at the diagonal of this cube, the diagonal that is OG, so the OG diagonal will have the vector as follows, that is I cap plus j cap plus k cap can be the direction ratio of this OG vector, right? Similarly, if I look at the other diagonal that is AF, if I look at the other diagonal AF, in this case, the AF diagonal will have the direction ratios minus I cap plus of j cap plus of k cap. And similarly, there will be another diagonal that is CE, right? CE will be another diagonal. That is the direction ratio will be going to be like I cap plus j cap minus of k cap. And the last diagonal that is BD, that diagonal will be having the direction ratio as I cap minus j cap plus of k cap, right? Now, if I try to, from this particular direction ratios, if I want to write the equation, so I'm using the concepts from the 3D geometry. So equation of the line equation of the line OG can also be given as x upon 1 is equal to y upon 1 is equal to z upon 1, right? And similarly, if I want to write the equation of the line AB, if I want to write the equation of the line AB, that is a face diagonal and this is the cube diagonal, right? So if you look at over here, first and foremost, F is the set of all the 12 face diagonal because there are 6 faces and each face will have 2 diagonals. So F denotes the set of all the face diagonals. So one of the face diagonals is AB, which I can write it as x minus 1 by 1 is equals to y by minus of 1 is equals to z upon 0. That is one of the phase diagonal equation. And this is the body diagonal. This is the bodily diagonal, right? And this is the phase diagonal, right? Now, from this, if I need to find out, that, so here, over here, what I can see that D denotes the distance of L1 and L2, where L1 is a line from the phase diagonal and L2 is a line from the bodily diagonal, the main diagonal, right? So if we recall that formula for calculating the shortest distance, or if we recall, so D of L1 comma L2 denotes this shortest distance, right? So if we recall the formula of shortest distance of the lines, so if we recall the formula shortest distance of the lines, it is simply given as, so for example, if I want to take the shortest distance, I'm going to simply do, first of all, that is a dot product of that particular line. Let us say we have the line direction which is L1 and L2, and I will take the scalar product of it and divide by the magnitude of L1 cross L2, right? So that will basically give me the shortest distance, right? So if you look over here, if I take up any line, and let us find out, first of all, let us find out what is the normal to that particular lines, okay? So normal to the particular lines can be also given as OG vector cross AB vector. And if I do that cross product over here, the cross product result is going to come out as, so let us try to solve it. So if I solve it, the cross product result is going to come out as I cap plus j cap minus of 2k cap, right? So this is going to be the normal vector to these particular lines OG and AB, right? Now I have to find the distance. I have to find the distance between the lines. So let us take any point on the line, and let us say I take a point A. So if I take a point A, that the position vector of point A, or that is OA vector, can be simply given as I cap, and therefore my shortest distance, or SD, will be basically equals to I cap into that I cap plus j cap minus 2k cap, and divided by the modulus of this particular vector, that is basically root under 6. So if I do this product, it is going to come out as 1 upon root 6, right? So this is one of the distance, right? Now if you look at the problem, we have to find out the there will be multiple distances that will be taken out, right? So if you take out the solution between the lines as follows, there are multiple distances over here, right? But interestingly, since it's a cube, the maximum value for this particular line is the same for all these lines. So therefore the maximum value, don't have to perform any other calculus over here. Rather, you can directly report this particular answer as the maximum value. So the answer to this particular problem is going to be just simply as 1 upon root 6, right? And if you want to feel that you are not getting sure on whether it's a maximum value or not, you can try to find out any other set of phase diagonal with the body diagonal, and then you can try to find out what is source distance. You will find out the same answer. Okay, so please try to do this. Now if you look at this problem was given from the calculus part, looking at we have to find the maximum value, right, or minimum value, right? So but this question is not even a question of maximum minimum, it's simple question of the 3D geometry part, right? So if your 3D geometry part is clear, I'm assuming that you can solve this question very easily. Okay, is this part clear to all of you? Is this part clear to all of you? Please do let me know if you have any questions, right? I hope this part is clear to all of you. If you have any question, please put that up in the live chat. If you have any questions, you can always put that up in the live chat, okay? And if you're watching the session after the live class is over, you can always put your question in the comment section. I'll be very happy to answer your questions. Is this part clear to all of you? If you feel the sessions are very useful for all of you, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to never miss out any upcoming notification that we are going to conduct. Right. So these sessions are basically for the upcoming JEE Advanced, and after the JEE Advanced preparation is over, or after the exam is over, we are also going to launch the revision series for BitSat. Okay. So do stay tuned for that particular sessions. Okay. So we're going to be also doing the sessions for BitSat examination. So students who are appearing for BitSat examination can also take the benefit of these lectures as well. Okay, very good, just one. That is done. So your answer is matching. Option A is coming up, right? Are you getting the answer as option A? Is this part clear to all of you? Yes, no? I hope this is clear to all of you, right? So proceeding with the next problem then. The next problem is another problem where you have to calculate the area of a rectangle, right, which is enclosed in between two regions. So let us try to draw and plot the region first and foremost. Okay. So if you look at the region over here, it is bounded as, so x is basically between 0 and pi by 2. So x is between 0 and pi by 2, 0 and pi by 2, right? So x is basically between 0 and pi by 2, and y is basically between lying between 0 and 2 times of sine 2x, 2 times of sine 2x. Okay, so since this is 2 times of sine 2x, so the graph will be looking like this, right? So at pi by 2, the sine value will be equal to, again, sine 2x value will be again equal to 0, right? And this particular maximum value will occur at pi upon 4, will occur at pi upon 4, and that maximum value is equals to 2, right? Because it is 2 times multiplied with sine of 2x, sine of 2x, right? Now you have to enclose and find out the area of the rectangle which is going to have the maximum perimeter among all the rectangles. Okay, and for that rectangle you have to find out what is the area. So if I try to inscribe a rectangle inside it, the rectangle that will be going to have the maximum perimeter will be like this, where the sides are aligned with or parallel to the x-axis, and the other sides are basically aligned with the y-axis, right? So if you have the rectangle defined as follows, like if I call the rectangle as A, B, C and D, then this kinds of rectangle is going to have the maximum possible perimeter as mentioned over here, right? So let us try to do this problem over here. So if I try to calculate what is the perimeter of this particular rectangle, what I'm going to do is that, so if I assume, so first and foremost thing is that we have to assume or the perimeter. So this particular D distance, that is a D, this particular length, let me call it as y. So this y will be equals to simply as this particular y. So over here, this particular y is going to be equal to, so this is like the, let us consider the x as, or let us consider the point A as x comma 0. Let us consider the point A as x comma 0. So in this case, the point D will have the coordinate as, the point D will have the coordinate as x comma 2 sine 2x, right? So your y is going to be 2 sine 2x over here. Now, now if I consider, so therefore I got the coordinate A and D. If I have this coordinate A and D, I have to find out what is the coordinate of B, and then I will get to the coordinate of C, right? So that is also very important. Now, if I see what is the chord sides, that is my AB, what I can do is that I can say that since this is a rectangle, this particular, so if you are rectangle and I have to make this rectangle such that it has the maximum perimeter, it is only possible when I make it symmetric about this line, x is equal to pi by 4. So if it is symmetric about this line x equal to pi by 4, so this particular distance is basically pi by 4 minus x. So therefore this distance also should be pi by 4 minus of x, right? So that gives me the result, that is your AB side is basically having the distance that is 2 times of pi by 4 minus of x, right? So therefore I will have the AB distance and I have the AD distance. So therefore my perimeter is going to be equals to, my perimeter is going to be equals to 4 times of 4 times of pi by 4 minus x plus times of sine of 2x plus of sine of 2x, right? So therefore, if my perimeter has to be maximum, let us call this perimeter as some quantity p. If my perimeter has to be maximum with respect to this x value, so I have to differentiate this perimeter with respect to x and equal to 0 to get the critical points. So if I do that, I will get the result as 1 plus 2 times of cos of 2x equal to 0, which will give me the answer as cos of 2x is equals to 1 upon 2. And therefore I will have the value of 2x is equals to pi upon 3. Therefore my x will basically be equals to pi upon 6, right? Now why I am taking pi upon 6, because my x is lying between 0 to pi by 2. I cannot take up any other values, right? I hope this part of the solution is clear. Now, in order to ensure that this is a minimum value, what I will do the second time, I will differentiate this with respect to the x second time. And if I put the value at the critical point, that is x is equal to, x is equal to pi upon 6, then this result is going to come out as, for the perimeter value is going to come out as minus of 4 upon, and if I put that, so it is minus of 4 upon 3 root 3 by 2, right, which is a negative value, and that basically ensures that it is basically the maximum, so that x equal to pi by 2, pi by 6, I am having the maximum. So therefore I have the maximum for this particular rectangle when the coordinate A has the x coordinate as pi by 6. So therefore, the area of that particular rectangle, the area that I have to need to find out in this solution, the area of this rectangle is going to be equals to pi upon 6, so if I try to find out the area, so it's basically simply that is AB into AD. And if I do that, so if I put pi upon 6 over here, it is going to be pi upon 12, and 2 times of that is going to be pi upon 6. So that is my AB length multiplied with this AD, that is going to be 2 times of sine of 2x. So the sine of 2x is root 3. So that is going to be root 3. So with this, you will going to have the answer as, you're going to have the answer as pi upon 2 root 3. Pi upon 2 root 3, and that is going to be your correct answer. That is option C is going to be a correct answer. Option C is going to be a correct answer. Is this part clear to all of you? Hi, Tennyson. Yes, Akshita Raj, can class 7 student watch this? Yes, class 7 student can also watch this. Anyone who understand maths, anyone who understand calculus can definitely watch this. Okay. Sir, it would be better if you use Hindi as well. ठीक है मैं फैक्ट्री फॉर फैक्ट्स मैं हिंदी यूज करने में ट्राई करूंगा. ओके, but not everyone will understand Hindi then. Okay, maybe some students from West Bengal and students from like the south of India, south part of India won't be able to understand. So that's why I have to continue in English, right? Even an 11th grader can understand this after learning basics maths of physics. Tennyson, maybe you are correct in your words, but sometimes the students are also very flexible. Once they understand the basics, they can apply to anywhere, right? But they might have a lot of confusions in their mind, right? So it's up to them how they are able to take or handle them. But especially the sessions are for the upcoming JEE Advance. Okay, the students who are going to appear the JEE Advance this year in the month of May, this particular session is basically for them. Okay, so to prepare for the JEE Advance revision, this session is going to be for helpful for them. Okay, so any class 7 students over here in the live chat? Any class 7 students over here in the live chat? I gave this reply to Arshita. Okay, okay, Tennyson, I got your reply. Is this clear, just one? Are you on it? Are you getting the answer of option number C? Is this part clear to all of you? Okay, very good, just one. Very good, wonderful. Right. Shall we proceed to the next problem? Shall we move to the next problem? If you have any question, you can always put that up, okay? If you have any question, please put that up. Now, before we move to the next problem, there is certain things that I want to make you remember is that sometimes in the application related problems, you're also going to encounter problems of where the problems will basically from the part of tangential normal as well, right? Now, in tangential normal, there is a very interesting problem that you will be trying to encounter. So let me tell you about that thing also, very important, right? So sometimes in J Advance, what I've seen that over the past couple of years, what I've seen is that sometimes they also ask questions where, for example, there is a arbitrary curve given like this, right? They ask questions as that at a particular point, they want to find out what is the tangent, and that particular tangent will cut the line at some other point, right? Now, these types of questions are very famous. Okay, sometimes these types of questions also been asked, and students generally do get confused on how to get the variables solved out of here, right? So for helping them, what I'm going to tell is that now when you have to find out, or for example, the curve is given such that the parametric form of the curve equation is given, maybe, or maybe the general form of a equation is given, or maybe the parametric form may also be given, like f of t and g of t as the parameters, right? So in this case, what I would say, first of all, assume some parameter, or let is what you can do over here is that you can assume some t is equal to x, t is equal to some t, or x is equal to some t, and you can assume y is equal to some f of t, and that can be a parameter that is point a, that is t comma f of t, right? Now, what I would suggest all of the students to do that, first of all, find out the slope of the tangent. The slope of the tangent at this point P. So first of all, try to find out the slope of the tangent at point P by doing the derivative dy by dx at that particular point A, right? And interestingly, if you are again assuming some point T2 comma f of T2, then this is going to give you the point of coordinate of B. And from here also, what you can do is that you can equate the slope of the line AB with the slope of this tangent. Okay. And from there, you will get a closed form solution of it. Now, this type of question is also very important to understand because sometimes I have seen students struggling to solve questions in JEE Advanced, especially of this particular topic. Okay. So, it's very important to have this idea before we start to solve other questions. All right. And also certain things are also very important. Sometimes you will be also asked to find out, given at a particular point of a curve, sometimes you will be also asked to find out the what is the length of the tangent that is associated. Okay, length of the tangent that is associated within a particular coordinate for a given curve, right? For a given curve at a particular point, let us say the point is like t1 comma f of t1. I'm defining in terms of parameter. Sometimes the length of the tangent is also very important. Okay, so the length of tangent can be given as at a particular point P where, or let us say I'm defining the point P as x1 comma y1. Sometimes these questions are also very important, that's why I'm saying it up. Okay, so this particular length of the tangent is also sometimes very important. Therefore, we should know this particular formula because it's very important to recall this. So that is y1 times of square root of 1 plus dy upon dx whole square of it, and whole divided by, so let me erase some part of the solution over here. Okay, whole divided by dy upon dx at that particular point A. Similarly, this also, and take the mod of it. This is going to give you the result of the length of the tangent. This is going to give you the result of the length of the tangent. Okay. Now, length of the tangent, length of the normal is also very important. So, therefore, you have to keep these particular things remembered, especially for the questions. Okay, sometimes the question will be asked for a given standard curves, and they will ask you to find the length of the subtangent or of the tangent, right? So it's very important to have an idea about this because when you solve the question, you won't be directly getting the part of it. Okay, so sometimes it's very important to have a concept at your fingertips. Okay, and similarly, if you want to find out the length of the normal, the length of the normal can also be given as y1 times of square root of 1 plus dy upon dx whole square of it. That is going to be your length of the normal. Okay, I hope this is clear to all of you. I hope this particular part is clear to all of you. Now, one more important thing before we move to the next problem. I hope you have taken this part. I hope you have taken this part down. Yeah, Singage is good. It develops your understanding. Said Singage is good for drop year. Yes, definitely Singage is good for your drop year. These are easy ones. I'm not mocking her, but if I put myself in her shoes, I also can't understand it. If she is doing some P foundation for JEE NEET, I don't think so. 7th graders are taught trigonometric ratios. Yeah, the Singage is good. It develops your understanding. I'm not saying that she can't understand it. Maybe she got better brain. Sorry for the wrong word, Akshita. Okay. See, anyone who wants to follow it, you can definitely follow it. You don't have to be just involved in an argument or something like that. Okay. No need to be in an argument. Okay. Anyone can follow. If anyone who knows calculus can definitely follow up. Okay. But this concept that I'm trying to tell you is very, very useful for your upcoming JEE advance. Okay. That's why I'm repeating this part. Very important. Right. So please take a note of this part so that we can try to proceed with the next part also. Now, sometimes a question, so if I clear it, sometimes a question is also been asked on the type of angle between the curves. Okay. Now, not many students know about this concept, angle between two curves. Generally, the angle between two curves are defined as the angle between the tangents at a particular common point. So, for example, if I have two curves, if I have two curves and they are intersecting at a particular point A, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to find the tangent at that particular point, common point, and then whatever is the angle between the tangent, that is going to be the angle between the curves, right? So that can be easily given out as tan of phi can be given out as m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m2 m1 m2 and take a mod of it because I'm going to answer the acute angle, and this m1 and m2 can be given as the dy by dx, or let me write it as y1 because there are two curves, so let us y1, and similarly this particular curve, let us say this is y2. So similarly dy1 by dx at the point A minus dy2 by dx at that particular point A divided by 1 plus dy1 dx at that particular point A and dy2 by dx at that particular point A, and take a mod of it. This is going to get you the answer of tan of phi, that is the tan of angle between these lines or the curves, right? That is going to be tan of phi. So with this, this is also very important. Sometimes the questions are also being asked from this particular part, and sometimes the question will be clouded with the concepts of you have to basically find out that what is the angle between the curve, and you have to maximize the angle such that it is an acute angle, and also along with that you have to maximize it. Okay, so this is very important to solve, especially for the upcoming JEE Advanced. Okay, so keeping in mind for JEE Advanced preparation is very important. Sir, can you tell this once again? This formula, which formula? Just one. Are you talking about the angle between the lines or the curves? Just one, are you talking about the angle between the curves? Please repeat just one. Which one are you talking about? See, if you are talking about this particular angle between the curves, I'm just using the concept of angle between the two straight lines. Okay. So if you know the angle between the two straight lines, that is, if I have the angle between straight lines theta, and the first line is having slope m1 and m2, then I remember the formula for this getting this angle between the straight lines, that is given as tan inverse of mod of m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 m2, right? So I'm using this formula. So in spite of this slopes, instead of these slopes, I'm just replacing it with the slope of the tangent, because in order to find the angle between two curves, it is very important to know that angle between the curves at a particular point of intersection is nothing but the angle between the tangents, angle between their common tangents, or the tangent at the common point, right? So angle between the tangents. So if you are able to find the angle between the tangents, then you are able to find the angle between the curves. Is this concept clear for all of you? Tenhyson, is this concept clear to you? Yes, every one of you. Just one, is this clear? Just one, is this part clear to you? Shall I repeat it again? Or is this part clear? Please let me know if this part is clear or not. It's very important to get a grasp of this particular part, especially for the upcoming JEE Advanced examination, because sometimes they will ask you to find or maximize this angle or minimize this angle. Okay, sometime an application of question will come up where any particular engineering application will be given, and based on that engineering application, you have to maximize that particular angle or minimize that particular angle so as to you get the better result. So that is very important to have the idea. Okay, I hope this is clear to all of you, right? Now, next thing we are going to solve is that there is a very interesting problem. Abhishek Prajapat. Okay, it's clear. Very good. So it's a very simple problem over here. Again, we have a question from maxima minima. We have to find the least value of A for which this particular value is greater than 1. Now, if you try to apply the calculus over here, you can definitely get it. But what I would say is that instead of applying the calculus, you can also think of applying, the portion of the arithmetic mean is greater than geometric mean. Okay, you can also think of applying the arithmetic geometric mean, that things. Okay. So if you look over here, that first and foremost thing, it is given as 4 alpha x square plus it's given as 4 alpha x square is greater than or equal to 1 minus 1 upon x, is given as greater than 1 upon 1 minus 1 upon x. Now if I divide it with the x square on both the side, then I will get, since x is greater than or equal greater than 0, so therefore I can divide it easily, and the sign of inequality will remains the same. So 4 alpha is greater than 1 upon x squared minus 1 upon x cube for all x that is greater than 0. Now let us consider this as one of the function. Let us consider this as any function. Let us consider that a function, I am assuming it as 1 upon x squared minus 1 upon x cube. So if I differentiate and try to find out what is the maximum and the minimum of this particular range, so that from there I am able to comment on what is the least value, right? Oh, very sorry. This is basically the a, okay, not alpha. So from here I have to comment on what is the least value of a, right? So if I am able to find this inequality over here, so this maximum value will be basically the least value for which I will get this result, right? So let us try to find out what is the maximum value of this particular result. So if I differentiate this, is going to come out as minus 2 x cube plus of 3 x to the power 4, that is equal to 0 for the critical points, and therefore from here I'll get the critical point as x is equal to 3 upon 2, as x equal to 3 upon 2. Now if I put it over here, the 4 times of alpha, 4 times of a should be greater than or equal to 4 upon 9 minus 8 upon 27, and that is going to be equal to 1 upon 27. That is going to be equal to 1 upon 27, right? So therefore, sorry, there is going to be, sorry, very sorry. So we will have a is greater than or equal to, we'll have a is greater than or equal to 1 upon 27. We'll have a is greater than or equal to 1 upon 27. Okay. So from this result, we can directly report the answer, that is the least value of a is going to be equal to 1 upon 27. So very simple problem, just you do this inequality and you can get to the answer as option number C over here as the correct option. Okay, now you can also think of applying the arithmetic geometric mean things, or the inequality that we know that arithmetic mean is greater than geometric mean. So from that result also you can get to this answer. I hope this is clear to all of you. Hi Vivid, okay, very good, this is clear, right? Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm assuming this part is clear. So with this part, I would like to leave you some homework problems. Okay. So this is our first homework problem that I want to give all of you. So please try to solve this homework problem based on whatever I have taught so far. Okay. So, and if you recall the Newton-Leibniz rule, you can try to solve these questions very easily. 2 week left. Yes, very good. Yes, we will tell you are correct. The 2 weeks is left. That's very correct. 2 weeks is left. Okay. And that's why we are basically coming live each and every day. And we are working multiple times in a day, right? Even if we are coming live in the night, we are also taking live sessions in the morning as well. So as to make sure that you are basically done with the preparation. Now these sessions are just to help you out for your upcoming JEE advanced examination. That's why we are live. Okay. That's why I'm putting in much of your time, and I'm trying to help you out with the upcoming exam preparation. Okay, we will tell. So keep that thing in mind and keep on doing the revision, as well as making of the short notes and preparing and practicing question with the previous year paper. Okay, that's very important. Thank you for your support. Welcome Vivid Tells. Okay, I'm here to help you out. Okay, so please also do consider subscribing. Okay, do consider subscribing to the channel, and please hit the like button to help me contribute in this particular journey. Okay, and if you feel that there is someone who needs this particular videos, you can share it among your friends as well. Maybe your friends group or your WhatsApp, wherever you can share it. Okay, on your social media platforms, you can definitely share this, so that these particular videos can reach out to the students who are going to prepare for the upcoming mains and advanced examination. Okay, even for NEET and other state examination, this channel is very useful for all of them people. Okay. Now we have also have another important homework problem. So these two are basically a comprehension type problem that I have taken up from the previous year paper. Please try to solve these two questions in continuation and let me know the answer you're getting in the comment section. So with this, I would like to contribute and end over here. Welcome. Hi Dukhi Atma. Why did you name it Dukhi Atma? Thanks for your contribution of 10,000. 10,000. Oh my goodness. Thanks Dukhi Atma for your contribution. Thanks sir. Kar diya subscribe. Welcome. Sir, I am feeling confident that I may get selected. Let's see what happened. Okay, that's wonderful. See, we will tell. What I would suggest is that please be confident, okay, and keep on revising. Keep on revising. Okay, keep doing the revision as much as possible. Okay, and you're definitely going to crack the IIT exam. Okay, so feel light. Don't stress up a lot of times. Okay, but be confident in whatever you're prepared. Okay, and make some short notes and get working on that. Okay, that will actually help you to get work on your JEE Advance. Okay, and thank you Dukhi Atma for your contribution. Okay, I will help all of you to basically be on this, and I will help you out for your upcoming exam as well. Okay, so keeping those things in mind, let's end our session over here. Okay, and all the best for your upcoming preparation. We are going to come live again with another chapter that is going to be on the topic of complex numbers. Okay, so we are going to come very live very soon, and we're going to discuss about complex numbers. And with the complex number preparation, we're also going to do the other important topics as well. Okay, so we have almost 2 weeks of time, and with that 2 weeks of time, I will do the my complete help in helping you with your revision. Sir, how can I improve my marks in test? See, for improving marks in test, Ashu Gupta, what you can do is that make short notes and prepare in advance. Okay, prepare in advance. Keep your syllabus completed. Okay, and complete your things and keep your syllabus completed. Okay, sir, can I leave binomial? No, no, we will tell. Don't leave that binomial chapter. Binomial is very simple. Okay, binomial theorem is very, very simple. Binomial theorem is very simple. Okay, so don't leave binomial. Just prepare the basic things, that is the general terms and things, and also you can also finish the things like the summation of the binomial coefficient. That is very, very important for JEE Advanced. Okay, and from improving marks, what you can do, you can keep on practicing. What I would say is that please practice 30 questions each subject every day. 30 questions each subject every day, you are definitely going to improve. Okay, and keep on doing the previous year question. That is going to help you out a lot. Okay, so with this, I'm going to conclude my session over here. Thank you for your attention. Keep on preparing with this particular session. And we are going to come live with a complex number in the upcoming sessions. Okay, stay tuned for that. And if you have students still didn't subscribe to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Somya Ranjan Sahu. Okay, all right. So with this, I'm ending my session over here and thank you.